gave you all the reasons why, and I'm only halfway through my argument. If you want me to keep going.
No, I don't want you to keep going. Skip Bayless, if you look at what he's doing, think about it. He had 20 and a half sacks. And Ndamukong Suh had 4.5. That's 16 clear. You talk about Randy White. You know why they couldn't double team Randy White? Because he had Ed Too Tall Jones and Harvey Martin. You do remember
sometimes it can happen like that.
When Reggie was in Philly, you know what he had?
I know exactly what he had.
Jay Boogie. He had Clyde Simmons. He had Seth Joyner, Byron Evans. Those guys.
Plus he had Buddy Ryan.
Yes.
Yep.
So Skip, all I'm saying is this: when you evaluate every game and you grade every game, if you can come away with the conclusion, Tom Brady was not the best quarterback in football this year. Is there any question about that?
No, he had the highest degree of difficulty to get his team. You know what? I told you all year. I thought he deserved MVP for what he pulled off. This is his greatest achievement.
The degree of difficulty.
He got a team here that didn't deserve to be here in any way, shape, or form.
That's not what Vegas said. Vegas said they was the favorite to win Super Bowl 53. Well, that's what Vegas said in August.
Then after 2 weeks, what did Vegas say?
No.
After 3 weeks, after 4 weeks, they started to plummet down the list.
Okay.
And by midseason, they were a long shot.
And we're going to do this. And we're going to do this early. We're going to do this late in the show.
Okay.
The Rams opened up as favorite. And then what happened? Okay, then things happened. Now back to the original scheduled program. Skip Bayless. I see what you try to do. You always try to do this. You want to nitpick, Skip, if you don't mind me asking.
Nitpick?
Yes, you do. When Tom Brady threw for 121 yards and 2 interceptions against Buffalo, did you think he was the best player in the NFL then? Or what about when he threw for the 130 against Detroit and they lost? They scored 10 points.
Who should have been the 1 seed in the AFC? Who should have been?
No.
No, seriously.
You're changing the argument.
I'm not changing the argument. I'm just telling you it's your totality of your work this year. Tom Brady played well enough to get a mediocre team to the 1 seed. That's outrageously good, and he doesn't get the credit for it. How do you do that? He had his best game at Miami, and they blow it with the Miami Miracle.
And he had his worst game against Detroit, against Tennessee. Okay. And they blow it.
Well, everybody. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was pathetic all year.
Not Aaron Rodgers.
Wait a second. Should Aaron Rodgers retire now?
This is Aaron Donald. This has nothing to do with Rodgers. This has nothing to do with my homeboy.
Well, sometimes it's Donald Aaron.
No.
I don't know.
Call it what you want to. But he's about to be, guess what he's about to be, Skip Bayless? 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
And he's probably going to win this one unanimously.
Is he going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl? If he is, you got a case.
That's not what Skip.
You might have a case to do.
Skip. That's not what they said. They didn't say anything about the MVP. All they said, the best player in this game, over all the game footage that we've evaluated, is Aaron Donald. Now, you want to change the argument. The quarterback plays the hardest position. He's the most important player. Tom Brady had the highest degree of difficulty. He had a coach who doesn't believe in him. That's not what they're doing.
You know what you should do? I recommend to everybody to go watch the detail featuring Peyton Manning analyzing Tom Brady's game at Arrowhead, because it gives you chills. You like X's and O's. I love X's and O's, and I was mesmerized by Peyton's breakdown of what Brady kept pulling off, the audible calls, the decision making. To seeing right through every disguise. He breaks it down. You ought to go watch it. You ought to go watch it. There's lots of attempts. All they
did was flip the formation on 2 of the most important plays.
They tried robbers. They tried lots of things. And Brady saw right through it. And his decision making, the audibles were just spectacular, what he would do. Because every time he would audible, he would just gash them with the correct play.
Did you see?
And the deadly accuracy on the clutch down throws is just spellbinding to watch it in slow motion and let Peyton break it down for you. This was artistry. This was, to use your word last Monday, virtuoso.
Yes.
These were 2 masterpieces.
Kind of like
Aaron Donald can't do that at his position because his position doesn't really have artistry to it.
Did you see that Monday night game against Kansas City?
Yeah.
Was that a virtuoso by Aaron Donald?
Yeah. Who won that game?
The Rams.
Okay. So
was that a virtuoso?
Tom Brady beat the Chiefs twice. Beat them twice.
Hold on. Did Kansas City? Did the Rams beat them? Did the Rams beat Kansas City? Was Aaron Donald, was that a virtuoso on Monday night? It's a simple no or simple yes, Skip, baby.
It was a great performance. I'll give you that.
I only hear virtuoso.
There's no virtuoso to playing defensive tackle.
What?
How much thought goes into playing defensive tackle? Seriously. How much of the mental operates there? Not a lot.
Yes, it does.
A little bit.
You got to get on. You got to set the guy up. You got to get on the edges. You got to do a lot of different things.
It compares favorably to quarterback.
See that? Not everything's compared to.
Stop. Stop it. We're talking about a quarterback and a defensive tackle. If you gave me an edge rusher, I might say.
So hold on. Under your theory, Blake Bortles in any quarterback in the NFL is better than Aaron Donald since they play the quarterback position, and it's the hardest position to play, and it's the most valuable. So every quarterback is more important than Aaron Donald.
Every quarterback in this game is more important. Jared Goff is more important than Aaron Donald. You know it, and I know it.
They didn't say important. They said best. The best player.
Who is the best player? What if we asked every GM right now, who's the best player in the Super Bowl? They would all say Tom Brady.
Aaron Donald.
They would all take Tom Brady because they'd be afraid not to take him.
No. It's not about taking. They said, who is the best player?
So let's think about the Patriots. They had a grand total of 2 Pro Bowlers this year, and one of them was fraudulent, says Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp said that Andrew Luck should have replaced Tom Brady on the AFC Pro Bowl. Okay, so we'll cancel that one then. So they had 1 Pro Bowler and none on offense. That's none, and they got to this game, I don't know how. And Tom Brady used to have Brandon Cooks, but now he's a Ram because his coach traded him to the Rams. But their receiver who caught the most balls, most targets, most yards, tied for the most touchdowns, Robert Woods. Although Brandon Cooks in the NFC Championship game caught 7 balls and 7 targets for 104 yards. So there are 2 receivers right now better than any receiver that Tom Brady has. And we got broken down.
And Aaron Donald's better than all of them.
Okay, so I'll give you that. But now we got Gronk broken down. He had 47 catches this year. The tight ends for the Rams, they had 57 catches. So that's advantage Rams, right?
Tight ends.
Yeah, tight ends. Okay, but they're both better. Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee, they're better. Combination better. I'll take them over Gronk any day.
Oh, no,
Gronk had a couple of big catches just because Brady said, I'm going to do this for you. You're going out with a bang. You're going out with a bang.
So even though that catch up on the side on the rail that was underthrown, that Gronk made a hell of a play on in front of Eric Berry.
But what a decision that was. Woo!
You see what you did, Skip Bayless?
What a decision that was.
It was a great decision.
So who has the best running backs this game? Would you rather have Todd Gurley and the hottest C.J. Anderson or Sony Michel and Burke?
Whoa, I'm glad you mentioned. Who had a top 5 running game, Skip?
Top 5?
Yeah.
Well, they do. They got a good offensive line.
The Patriots do. Who's been sacked? How many times has Tom Brady in the playoffs?
They throw to run. They have always thrown to run.
I don't know what they do or why they do it. Can you tell me who was the 3rd least sacked quarterback in all of football?
I can tell you this. Tom Brady got rid of the ball in the 2 playoff games, an average of 2.1 seconds. It's unheard of. No one's ever been able to get rid of the ball this quickly and this deadly accurately as he did in those 2 playoff games.
When was the last time somebody ran the ball like the New England Patriots are running the ball in these 2 playoff games?
Guess who wears out the defensive line? Tom Brady he wore out 2 of them.
What you're trying to do, all this is about Tom Brady. The offensive line, you have yet to give the offensive line any credit.
I give credit.
No, you didn't. You say Tom Brady wore out the offensive line. You say they throw the run. Sony Michel and Burkhead and James White have yet to receive any credit. It's all Tom Brady. But when they lost to Tennessee, when they lost to Jacksonville, when they lost to Detroit, they lost to Miami, all I heard you say was Bill Belichick and the defense. Why is that?
Because in the end, Tom Brady had to rise above a below-average defense, and I'm being nice about that, with a lack of weapons that you said all year you didn't know how he was pulling it off because you have little to no respect for any of his weapons.
I'm not debating whether Tom Brady is good or not because he's great. He's transcendent. He's a virtuoso performer in the biggest of moments. But that wasn't the question. Jenny asked, is Aaron Donald the best player in the Super Bowl? And I said,
and a big answer is no.
And I unequivocally said, absolutely. And it's not close.
Not close?
Not close.
Well, how can you back that up?
Easy.
Like, I watched the whole game, believe it or not. I watched Dallas play at the Rams, and I just barely remember Aaron Donald playing in that game. He had no sacks and two tackles. Think about this. Wait. Was he the reason that the Rams beat the Cowboys, knocked them out of the playoffs? No, the reason was they ran for 170 yards in the first half and 273 total.
Oh, you didn't say nothing. Hold on. But you didn't say anything about Sony Michel and James White running the ball like they ran the ball in the playoffs. All you've talked about was Tom Brady. So what does that running game have to do with anything?
13 of 19 on third down, 9 times throwing the ball.
What about,
how do you do that?
What about those 100 yards rushing?
They
Michel
always have that. Yeah, they
always get 100 yards rushing.
They throw to run.
No. They run to run. Sonny Michel had 100 yards rushing, not 100 yards rushing and receiving. He ran the ball.
You ought to go watch Peyton's breakdown. You would learn something.
Well, I want to hear Warren Sapp's breakdown of Aaron Donald. That's what I want to hear.
You know
That's what I want to hear.
I really don't.
Yeah, I want to hear Warren Sapp breakdown. Yeah, you do. I want to hear Sapp break down Aaron Donald. A great defensive tackle breaking out another great defensive tackle.
Yeah, you'd get a lot of.
Good TV.
He's really good. He's really good.
No,
look, he's really good.
No, he goes set it up and how he plays on the edges. Now watch this move. Watch the head. Watch the chop. Rip to the quarterback. That's what you're gonna get. I get Peyton Manning. He's looking at this. He's gonna Omaha. Now they're trying to disguise it. It looks like it's gonna be single high safety.
But you're having to do it against the noise too. It's all silent signals. How do you do that?
Skip.
It's virtuoso, said Shannon Sharp.
You know how
it was.
You know what? I played a lot of games in Kansas City, and I don't know if you noticed that because, I played the bulk of my career in the AFC West, and a division opponent of ours were the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when we went into that game, we tried to minimize, tried to take the crowd notes, but we knew it was going to get loud. They had very good teams. We knew what the audibles were. So guess what? When they come out here and John audible, I wonder what John is audibling to. Oh, the play that we practiced all week long. Ta-da!
Okay.
So stop trying to make it more difficult than what it is, Skip Bayless.
It was really difficult. You ought to go watch this. It's very
Skip, I don't need to watch it.
But the beauty of it is that every time he audibled, it gashed them. And you just said, oh, that was brilliant.
That's the whole
brilliant.
That's the whole purpose of audibling. To get out of a good play to a better play, a good play to a great play.
I've seen Dak Prescott go from good to bad.
Oh, that got Dak Prescott. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. And you wonder why I gave him an F 2 years ago. You shouldn't wonder. You just said it.
Well,
he audible out of a good play to a bad play.
You shouldn't wonder why Tom Brady is far and away the best player in the Super Bowl.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
What happened in the last Super Bowl? He threw for 500
yards.
And just the fact that he's played in more Super Bowls than the entire Rams roster combined.
Yes. And all that's
hard
true.
to argue against that guy.
But he ain't the best.
Kind of with Skip on this one, Shannon.